So FHFA just released their new loan limits for mortgages in 2021. Now, if you're even thinking of buying a home in 2021, you're going to want to watch this video because I'm going to break down exactly how these changes are going to impact you. Coming up. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Caton. I'm a loan officer from San Diego, California. And on this channel, I help people just like you learn how to buy their first home. Now, at the time of recording this video, FHFA just released their new loan limits for 2021 last week. So after going through it, I wanted to go over the 5 top things that you need to know about the new loan limits in 2021 to help you buy your first home. Now, even if you aren't buying your first home, you're gonna wanna watch this video all the way through because I'm gonna break down exactly how this is gonna affect you as a homeowner as well. And some bonus tips on how you can actually use these changes to buy more home with less money. And as always, guys, I made sure to leave the timestamps in the description below, as well as the markers on the timeline. So without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, now first up, the conforming loan limit for conventional loans is going up from $510,400 in 2020 to $548,250 in 2021. Now, this loan limit only applies to loans that are secured by a 1-unit property, which also means that there were increases to the loan limits for 2, 3, and 4-unit properties as well. Now, the reason for this increase is because of rising home values all across the United States. So what this ultimately means is it's going to be a lot easier to get access to financing for homes across the board. Now, although this is the new conforming limit for every single county in the United States, there is an additional tier for places that are considered high cost of living, such as counties as San Diego, New York, San Francisco, for example, which are for non-conforming or high balance loans. Now, each county has a different limit, so I've made sure to leave a link in the description below for you guys to check out and find your county if you live in one of these areas. But the ceiling for the high cost of living areas is going to be $822,375 versus the $548,250. Now, it is important to note that while these limits were released by FHFA, they actually only apply to loans issued by Fannie or Freddie Mac, so conventional mortgages, not to be confused with FHA loans or USDA loans, which are issued by HUD. I know, I really don't get why they made it so similar. So if you are planning on using some form of FHA loan or USDA loan to buy a home in 2021, make sure you wait for HUD's official release to figure out what your county's loan limit is going to be, because it usually doesn't follow exactly what FHFA does. And continuing with the great news from 2020, the VA loan is going to continue to remain limitless. So if you are using a VA loan in 2021, you're not going to be subject to the same loan limits as everyone else. Now, what does this effectively mean for first-time homebuyers? Well, effectively, it means that you can now buy more home with less down. As I've covered in previous videos, as a conventional homebuyer, you can buy your first home with as little as 3% down. So whereas in 2020, you'd only be able to buy a home with 3% down or right around the price of $526,000, in 2021, you'll be able to buy a home with 3% down that's worth $565,000. That's a huge increase. Now, the great news is for all my current homeowners, this doesn't just apply for those of you who are buying your first home or even a new home. This also applies to you if you're looking to refinance, which is great news because interest rates are at an all-time low. So, for example, if in 2020 your loan balance was above the conforming limit, now you might be able to actually refinance and take advantage of these low rates. Also, this means you can potentially tap in to $37,000 more in equity than was available last year. And probably the best news of all, if you're watching this in 2020, you don't have to wait until the new year to take advantage of these new loan limits. Several lenders across the nation have already implemented the 2021 loan limits for conventional loans starting today. That means you could take advantage of next year's loan limits right now and get that refi done before the new year. So if you've been on the fence, or maybe you thought you weren't qualified because your loan was over the conforming limit, make sure you get in touch with the local mortgage pro today to take advantage of it before the new year hits. Anyways, guys, that's all the time I've got for today's video. I hope it brought you a ton of value as always. And if it did, and you are interested in learning more tips, you want to get the best tips to buy a home in 2021, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to get notified every time I upload so you get the latest content right away. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to engage with you, happy to answer any questions that you might have about the home buying process. I know it's confusing, but once again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this. I'll see you on the next one.